What's going on, guys? Here's another video for you. This is metal albums from 1992, continuing with the series. So I got a bunch of albums here and a couple demos. So what we're listening to in the background right now is the debut EP from San Francisco's Brume, B-R-U-M-E. This is my favorite release by the band. This is actually the only thing I really like by them. I really like this EP a lot. If you're a big fan of Windham like I am, you'll definitely like this. Great stuff. So anyway, let's get right into it. This is just in random order. Like I said, there's some demos in here and some pretty random ones for as far as my taste goes. So we'll get into it. First and foremost, we're gonna go off with the classic here. Cannibal Corpse, Tomb of the Mutilated. I don't even know if I could show that on YouTube. Excellent album, classic. I mean, you know, it has Hammer Smashed Face, Icon Blood, I can't even say that. Necropedophile, Split Wide Open. I don't even think I could say a lot of these song titles. Anyway, yeah. Everyone knows Cannibal Corpse, especially nowadays. Excellent band. This is an excellent album. Easily one of their best. I don't know if it's my favorite. It might be. It's either that or Butchered at Birth. But yeah, just classic. Chris Barnes on vocals. Definitely very unique for its time. They definitely play their own style of death metal, and that's why they've gotten as big as they are today. So, Tomb of the Mutilated. Obviously, if you haven't heard this, check it out. After that, completely different genre. Still, I guess it's metal. I don't know. It's heavy. So, anyway, this is the second album by Kyuss. This is Blues for the Red Sun. And I was listening to this the other day. I was like, God damn, this is a good album. I mean, it's just a riff city on here. And it takes you a minute to get into the vocals because they are very, like, I don't know, singy, kind of like Elvis-y, sort of goofy vocals. But they do work with the music. And like I said, the riffs on here are just amazing. Guitar tone is incredible. I'm usually not a big stoner rock kind of person, but for whatever reason, these guys do it really well. And I'm totally into it. This and, what the fuck is that other album? Welcome to Sky Valley. That amazing shit. And then they went on to make Queens of the Stone Age, which sucks ass. So just focus on Kyuss. Don't, you know, those two albums are all you need by the band as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, another one here. We're gonna go again with it's kind of death metal, more grindcore. Napalm Death, Utopia Banished. Excellent album. I love pretty much all Napalm Death, even Diatribes I kind of like. I remember hearing Greed Killing for the first time, and I was like, this is weird, but I kind of like it. It's still got the vocals, and I mean, that's a huge component of their sound for me. So, but anyway, yeah, this is a great album. This is their third album, I think. You know, I'm not really good with song titles by Napalm Death just because every album has like so many songs, but you know, I Abstain. I don't know, I like this whole album. This is definitely one of my favorites by them. After this, they went into a more death metal route with Harmony Corruption, and then they went into their kind of weird era, which people kind of like or don't like, and nowadays they're like better than ever somehow. That last album they put out, The Throes of Joy and Defeatism, absolutely incredible album. That made my year-end list. I love that album, and a lot of their other newer stuff I really like. But this is great for their old era. I highly recommend this. You know, this and From Enslavement to Obliteration, Scum, all great stuff. Classic grindcore. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Napalm Death, Utopia Banished. This is a fucking fantastic song, by the way. I love this song. This is a second song off this. Win. Excellent stuff. All right, here we go. Another one. I'll go with the black metal classic. Everyone knows this. Blaze in the Northern Sky by Darkthrone. Yep, you know, the Unholy Trinity. This is the first of them. Their first album was Soulside Journey, which is more death metal, which I actually like a lot. A lot of people are kind of divided on it. I don't know why. I think it's a really solid death metal album. But this has elements of death metal in it, but with really raw recording. Yeah. Oh wait, this is fucking 91, isn't it? Shit. I already talked about this, didn't I? Fuck. Whatever. Alright, I guess I already talked about this. Oh well. Anyway. Fucking, it's hard to keep up with years and stuff. So we'll go with another black metal one here, kind of clean the palette. This is the first demo by Emperor. This comes with the first EP, so I just kind of consider it whatever. This is my physical copy of the first demo, which is called Wrath of the Tyrant, and I'm not a really huge fan of it. I know this is supposed to be like the best releases of the year, and it's good for what it is. Like, it's definitely it's good in that it's a piece of history, and it's significant as like a place where the band started off, and it's definitely worth a listen. And it's cool because they like re-recorded 2 of the songs on an EP after In the Nightside Eclipse, I think that was, and they sound a lot better. The problem with this recording, Wrath of the Tyrant, is that it's so raw, and I think Samuth does drums, and they're not great. And but you know, like a lot of black metal demos, it's cool for what it is, and it's just kind of like interesting more than anything, you know what I mean? So I recommend checking out. It's easily Emperor's worst output, either that or Prometheus. But you know, all Emperor's great, so check it out if you haven't already. And we'll go with another demo here. This is Enslaved's second demo, Yggdrasil. This is on a split with Satyrcon's Forces My Throne, which I'll talk about in the next video. And this one we're just going to focus on Yggdrasil. Very good stuff. I like the old I'm kind of late to Enslaved. I never really got into them too much, but I always had Eld, and I liked Eld. That was a good album. But only recently I really got into like Frost and Viking Ligurveldi and Hordainsland, and even like Bloodhem is pretty good. I never really checked out anything after Bloodhem because I'm not into like the progressive bullshit. But yeah, like I said, old Enslaved, great stuff. Again, very raw, but it's a lot more listenable than Wrath of the Tyrant. I do enjoy this a lot. However, it's not as good as something like Hordainsland or the first album, Viking Ligurveldi, whatever. But it's good for what it is. And it's a very solid demo. And again, you have Trim on drums. Yeah, I think the band said their first demo, I think it's called like Nima or some shit like that. They said it was pretty unlistenable. So I think they just regard this as their first release, Yggdrasil. Again, very good stuff. Check it out if you haven't already. So anyway, I know I should probably edit out that whole Darkthrone thing that just happened, but I'm just, whatever, man. I don't give a fuck. So anyway, another release here from a different genre. This is another legendary one. I suppose these all are kind of legendary in their own right, but this is Sleep with Holy Mountain. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Sleep. Amazing stuff. I love doom metal, and there was some guy commenting on the last video about how I missed bands like Trouble and shit like that. I really don't like old doom metal, like, at all. I find it incredibly boring. I mean, I love Black Sabbath. I like the fuck is that Saint Vitus album with the pink cover? That one. I like that one's not bad, but as far as I don't like Candlemass. I don't like Trouble. I don't like those old doom metal bands. So whatever. If that makes me a poser, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But this, however, this is the type of doom metal I like. It's raw in its own way. Songs have a lot of passion behind them. A lot of really good blues influence. You could tell they smoked a shit ton of weed writing this. I like how aggressive the vocals are on like Holy Mountain. And then of course you have the classic Dragonaut, which, you know, just classic fucking doom metal song. So this is a legendary album. Check this out if you haven't already for whatever reason. I know everyone knows this album, but, you know, just gotta put it on there because the list wouldn't be complete without it. So Sleep's Holy Mountain, amazing stuff. Okay, after that, this might be my favorite death metal album of all time. And I'm actually, coincidentally, I didn't plan this at all. I'm wearing the shirt of it. Deicide's Legion. Yeah, I like this better than the first album. It might be my favorite death metal album of all time. It's either that or like, I don't know, probably like fucking Dawn of Possession or Close to a World Below or something like that. Or Altars of Madness, obviously. But this album is absolutely incredible. Quick, short, to the point. It's only like 29 minutes. But goddamn, this is a ferocious fucking album, man. I mean, holy fuck. Like, I remember hearing this for the first time and just being absolutely blown away. The vocals are so fucking intense on this. Just complete adrenaline rushing from start to finish. Revocate the Agitator, Holy Deception, Behead the Prophet, Repent to Die, Dead But Dreaming. Unfucking believable stuff, this album. I mean, you won't really hear anything like this even today. And again, like I said in the last video, everyone will be like, oh, fucking primitive, man, full of hell, and these Converge or whatever. Like, no, it's not even close to this. I'm sorry. It's just not. Like, something about, you know, like this and Altars of Madness and like the early death metal, like these guys were fucking in a league of their own. And I remember them saying in like interviews, like they went to the studio and they didn't even really know what they were doing. They just kind of belted it out. And because there's some really, really technical shit on here, which I'm usually not a big fan of technicality in death metal, but for whatever reason it works on here. Probably because it's short and to the point, you know. But yeah, amazing album. Legion by Deicide. Check it out. Alright, here's a random one for me. I don't think I've ever really talked about this band on the channel. This is the first one by Fear Factory, Soul of a New Machine. I like this album a lot. It's definitely very unique for its time with the clean vocals and the death metal vocals. The death metal vocals on here are like, I think I got this when I was like 10 maybe, and I remember hearing it for the first time and like Martyr came on and I was like, these vocals are like kind of scary. Like he has a really, really menacing death metal voice on here. Yeah, there's a lot of really good songs. Crash Test, Crisis, Scapegoat, Big God, Rape Souls is one of my all-time favorites. Self-Immolation, Desecrate. I think my only complaint with this album is it doesn't need to be 15 songs. Like, we don't, you know, you could have whittled this down to like 10 maybe. But this is a very, very good album. And you can say what you want about this band now, like they're fucking playing with Mushroomhead in October, which is yikes. But you know, back in the day, they were great. Like this, Demanufacture, Obsolete, great stuff. And a very unique band, too. And there's not really anyone out there that sounds like them. It was a Roadrunner classic. So, Soul of a New Machine by Fear Factory. If you slept on this for whatever reason, check it out. It's really good. Alright, we're going to go into the one vinyl I have here. I actually bought this, I think, hold on. Bought this as soon as Yosuke said he was gonna press this. I think I pre-ordered it. This might be like the most evil fucking album of all time. This is a demo, but this is Vaughn with, is this Satanic Blood or whatever? Yeah, Satanic Blood. And it's pretty cool. Great packaging, as always, by Nuclear War Now. This is pretty interesting. If you get the vinyl and you read this, it's like a declaration against like the Illuminati and like Anunnaki and shit like that. It's really, it's not something I would have expected from this band. It's definitely odd, but yeah. So yeah, Satanic Blood demo from Vaughn, amazing stuff. yep, this is Yosuke's Helios press, which he's been working really hard on for the past 2-3 years. And it comes in a high quality vinyl too, which is really cool. It's red, right? Yep. So anyway, yeah, this album is kind of infamous for the fact that Varg wore their shirt to his court date that there's pictures of. And I know people have asked him about it. He's like, I didn't even know who they were. I just wore it because it was like representative of black metal or some shit. It's like, okay, Varg, cool. Cool guy zone, no parents allowed. But yeah, this demo is like, even to this day, one of the most evil things I've ever heard. You have bands like this, Cultus de Schools, Negative Planes, stuff like that, Black Silice, where it's like you could fucking feel the evilness in the songs. And the two I just mentioned, Cultus de Schools and Negative Plane, they're like super into the occult and everything, but this is like back in 92, these guys released this, and even to this day, I put this on and I just get fucking chills listening to it. It is, and for that reason, it's a fucking work of art. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. Vaughn's Satanic Blood, you can only really listen to it on YouTube. They don't have I don't even think they're doing anything anymore, or I don't the lead singer has weird project where he releases a million things, and I don't even know. But all you need is Satanic Blood. That's like I said, one of the most evil recordings I've ever heard in my life. Incredible stuff, and for 1992, insane. All right, so we're down to our last two here. Okay, so both are black metal. And this is the debut from Immortal, Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism. Classic stuff. I really like this. I think the only thing that kind of detracts from this album is the drumming. It's not really I don't know. The drumming on here is just weird. A lot of the parts, the drumming parts, don't really go with the riff too much. And they're kind of rooted in heavy metal, I feel like, a lot of the times. Which is kind of cool in its own right, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe had they gotten a better drummer, it would have been a lot better of an album. I really like this album a lot. I'm not trying to say anything particularly negative, but I just feel like it's always stood out to me as something that was kind of odd about this album, is the drumming. But I love the production, love the vocals. Got classics on here Unholy Forces of Evil, Call of the Winter Moon. The last song on here is excellent. This is where Abbott really shines as far as songwriting abilities. You can see that coming through on that song. Perfect Vision of the Rising Northland. Excellent stuff. And yeah, it's a very solid debut. It's kind of cool in the back picture. The guy has I think it's Demoness, has a Rotting Christ shirt on. Pretty sweet. And this is the weirdo drummer. He looks like some guy from Danzig or something. And these other two, it's just I don't know. You couldn't bother putting corpse paint on. Come on. Whatever. It's a solid debut. I like it. Do I like it as much as their other stuff? No. I mean, I like it a lot better than anything post Sons of Northern Darkness. But, yeah, good stuff. Check it out if you haven't. And then the last one is the big bad, blasphemous Voldemort. Can't say this guy on YouTube. The debut from Burzum. I'm a huge Burzum fan. Everything up to Bellis, and then everything after Bellis I don't really like. I have Fallen, but it's alright. It's not great. And then the one after that was shit, and then I just lost interest. But anyway, this is his first album. This one also comes with the Ask EP as well, which is pretty cool. So as far as first albums go, this one's good in that, again, it's very unique. Nothing else really sounded like it at the time. The production is very thin on this. It just sounds definitely not nearly as expansive as his stuff after this album. So it sounds very stripped down to the core. Not a whole ton of atmosphere on here. The riffs are pretty cool. I like Feeble Screams from Forest Unknown. Yeah, Lord of the Depths is okay. Spell Destruction's pretty good. Channeling the Power of Souls into a New God is excellent. I love that song. That's like, it's an ambient instrumental track. That's a very, very good atmospheric song. War is like the most overrated fucking song by Burzum ever. I hate that song. It's just it just sounds horrible. I've always hated that song. Crying Orc is whatever, and then My Journey to the Stars is excellent. That's probably his most accomplished song on this album. The rest of it, you know, it's good. It's good, not great. I like it. You know, I'll turn it on every now and again, just for kind of like historic purposes, and I enjoy it. It's good. Is it Detsemengen Var or Visleset Taros or Philosophem good? Not even close, but for what it is, it's good. I like it. I like it a great deal than all like 95% of black metal releases coming out today, so there's that. So, whatever. But yeah, it's a good album. Check it out if you haven't already. If you're not familiar with it, it's good stuff.